Hi everybody, my name is Ryan and this is lesson 34 of learning JavaScript. In this lesson we'll be looking at three event handlers: onDBLClick, onmousedown, and onmouseup. So I'm going to create a div tag with an ID of red, and then we just need to also link to a CSS document for this exercise. And then here we can just go red, let's make it 100 pixels by 100 pixels, and just give it a background of red, just so we can see a block on the screen. Okay, so what I want to do now is when I double click on this block, this red block, I want us to change the color to green. So we'll go to our JavaScript. Once the document is loaded, I'm going to create a variable for the block, document.get element by ID. Remember we gave it an ID of red. And then onDBLClick. So it's a double click basically. And then we'll have a function. And we need to change the background color of the block. So to do that, we would say either this, because this refers to the current object, or we could say block. So I'll just use this. .style .background equal to green. Okay, let's test this. One click does nothing. Double click changes it to green. So the actual term for this in CSS for the background color is background dash color. But I know in CSS you also get the shortcut for the background. So that's actually what I'm using here, is I'm setting the shortcut for the background, shorthand. If I wanted to use this where I say background dash color, the rule in JavaScript is to capitalize the second word and to drop the hyphen. So that's another way I could have done it. Okay, so double click and I get a green background. Let's say I also wanted to add a nice red border around it. So I would say this .style .background, not .background, .border is equal to, I'm using the shorthand. Okay, so that should give us a red border around it as well. Okay, now let's look at the next event that we were going to do, and that is onmousedown and onmouseup. So the definition of onmousedown is where you click your mouse but you don't let go. So you're holding in the mouse button. So we can say block.onmousedown and have another function. And then what shall we do if we mouse down on the block? Shall we change the background color of the entire... Let's manipulate the heading. That's an idea. So I'm going to give this an ID. Call it heading. And then I'm going to say document.get element by ID heading .style .background equals to cyan. So one click and then that's the onmousedown. Now I need to do something for the onmouseup. So I'm going to repeat that, but this time around I'm going to change the event to onmouseup. And this time I'll just change the background back to white. So one click without letting go and it's blue. As soon as I release my mouse, it goes back to white. So I can double click and that still works. But if I single click without letting go, if I let go, so the heading's changing. So now you see what the on double click, the on mouse down and the on mouse up event does. A slight improvement that we can make to this code, we're using document.getElement by ID heading twice. That's doing extra work, searching through the entire body section for an ID of heading. A much better approach would be to create a variable for our heading and then just document.getElement by ID heading once off, and then here just use heading.style.background. Same thing here. So it makes our code a bit more efficient. Just double check that everything still works. Yeah, all good. So that ends our lesson on ondblclick, onmousedown, and onmouseup.